Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today we are going to fly the CRJ 900 from Amsterdam to Frankfurt featuring the new Boris AudioWorks CRJ Soundpack. So we're standing here in Amsterdam. It's a rather busy Saturday evening when I'm recording this on VATSIM, so it is going to be a fun flight for sure. Now, it was already difficult to actually even find a stand just looking around here and seeing how many of them are blocked by other aircraft. So certainly we are expecting a fun flight over here. Now, follow me into the cockpit and then we're going to get going straight away. By the way, a last point here, when looking at the outside, you can see we're standing at a jetway position here, and this is actually realistic. I did check real-world CRJ flights from Lufthansa on this route, and they were actually parking at this very position here. But as you can see, you can actually fold the handrails of the CRJ's door down to make it jetway compatible. So while in Europe it is often normal to find CRJs not parked at jetway positions, in the US it pretty much is. So this just gives you a little idea that this is actually possible. But okay, now follow me inside and we are going to start our pre-flight procedures. So we start with the safety check, and that is circuit breakers are checked in, nose wheel steering switch is off, hydraulic pumps are all off, the landing gear lever is down, and the flight spoilers are in 0, flaps retracted, radar off, ADG manual release is stowed, and the emergency flap switch normal. So then let's go ahead, battery master coming on, and listen to those sounds now. And now we turn on the ground power unit. So, thank you CRJ, silence now. Okay, so IRSs are going right in a nav, they probably will take the longest over here. Then emergency equipment is checked, gear and safety pins are on board. Airplane documents are checked, hydraulic 3A pump is off, and now we can go ahead with our FMS initialization. However, the one thing that I am going to do first is to go ahead and grab our clearance, as that really does sometimes work wonders when you are at a busy airport, when you can secure your slot as early as possible. So we're going to 121.980. Here we go, 121.98, and our ATIS today is information Charlie.
11705 and 1306, KLM 41, good evening.
Schiphol delivery, good evening, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, information Charlie, request clearance to Frankfurt.
KLM 13 Papa, check your messages.
Okay, that was not us.
Schiphol delivery, KLM 873.
KLM 873, hello, go ahead.
He seems rather busy, does he?
KLM 873.
Well, we're going to start our FMS setup while that is going on.
Request IFR clearance to Paris, information Charlie received.
KLM 87.
Okay, so far routing, it's Echo Hotel Alpha Mike, destination Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot, and our alternate is going to be Stuttgart, Echo Delta Delta Sierra. We are Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
60 and squawking 1000, KLM 873.
KLM 873, data correct, report ready.
We'll go KLM 873.
Delivery, good evening, Lufthansa 1 Alpha information. Charlie, request clearance to Frankfurt.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, cleared Frankfurt, ready to echo departure, runway 18 left. Initial climb flight level 60, squawk 1000.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, cleared Frankfurt, ready to echo departure, runway 18 left, climb flight level 60, squawk 1000. Any TSAT?
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, read back correct, and I love your face, keep it up.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, any slot?
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, sorry, no.
Roger. Well, never be sorry if you don't give me a slot, my friend. Alright, so 18 left it's going to be, and then we take the Rendy to Echo departure. Alright, looks good. So let's go on with our flight plan and our setup.
1006 121705.
So, standard sim flight plan. I am afraid I don't have it on screen for you at the moment, because unfortunately the EFB really doesn't support it, so All we got over here
That's
is some basic performance stuff, and that is it, unfortunately. So no flight plan or anything fancy. But that is not going to be too much our problem here, so let's go ahead and load it up. So for the fuel, we are going to take 3,500 kilograms. In terms of passengers, we are completely full, 90 passengers on board, and the cargo is okay the way it is. So set payload, and did we load the fuel already? Let's see real quick. Yeah, 3,500 kilos are loaded on board. Perfect. Right, so it might be rather dark here, or rather cold I should say, not rather dark. So let's go ahead and start up the APU so that we do get a little bit of warmth over here. In the meantime, I am going to leave that frequency for a bit so that we got a little bit more silence while we are following our setup. Okay then, so Randy departure leading us all the way towards Edupo, and we do have that in there, so Zulu 739er. And that is going towards Misco. Here we go, thereafter direct Dixat. And then Tango 149er Litme. And finally Tango 911 towards Tango. That's a new star, by the way. They did include quite a couple of new arrivals in Frankfurt over the recent time, so certainly not going to get boring. Okay, so I do expect to probably fly the ILS Yankee approach runway 25 right today. Not that I want to, but that I probably have to. And let's see, Tango 1 Alpha arrival should be the one we are going to get. Here it is, and execute that. Alright, so quick look over our flight plan, 281 nautical miles, and looking at our flight plan itself, we are expecting 285 miles. So that's a very good sign already. Very good, then on to the performance in it. So passengers, we have 90 passengers on board. Then for the cargo, we're looking at 551. And the fuel is going to be 3,500 kilograms. Alright, cruising altitude, flight level 310. Here we go. Well, here we go. In my opinion, that is still something that they do need to fix. And for the diversion, if we have to, it's going to be 15,000 over to Stuttgart. Alright, I'm going to leave the winds blank. I mean, I could insert something there. Let's say top of climb wind 290 at 35. And the same is pretty much going to apply for the entire cruise as well, because it is such a short flight. And for the descent, we're looking at 283.34. So as you can see, barely any difference there. Alright, and that goes in. Alright, the rest of it we are going to leave empty over here, going on to the VNAV setup. Transition altitude 3000 is correct. Altitudes are correct. Well, then let's go on to the performance page. We are going to do flex takeoff here, 55 degrees, like that. And then we can go on. And private message here from KLM. Hi, I really like your videos. Keep going. Happy weekend and happy flying. Well, thank you so much. Okay, cool. So that stuff is in, then we can go on with our setup. So we're going to turn on the window, and the default numbers here are looking pretty good. And on the other hand side, I'm going to turn on the window as well. This is like my favorite setup over here for the CRJs. Alright then, so with that we are pretty much set up all over here. Then let's go ahead with our flight setup. So starting at the top, going down to the bottom, all DC services going to come on. Fire detection test. It's working fine. So nav light coming on, don't need any of the others. Hydraulics. Well, we can switch them all on right now. So our APU is running. Let's turn that on and get the packs on as well. Fuel pumps coming on, and cabin elevation, we're going to turn it to -20 for our departure field elevation. Alright, the rest of it over here. Recirc fan surely coming on, and the windshield heat going into low. Okay, signs coming on, and that's it. So, initial climb is going to be flight level 60. And here we go, 6,000 are in. And then we can set our heading on to, what's that, 180, I believe, for runway 18 left. Was a little bit far, maybe. Here we go, heading 180. The speed we'll do later when we get the actual performance data. So, I don't think we can actually collect our weather in here. So we'll just have to leave it to that, and we'll just take it straight from SimReef. So it's a QNH of 1006 at the moment. Here we go, Buffer reference, QNH 1006. FMS is selected, TCAS is off. Format and range are good. We don't need any bearings, as that is nothing we're going to tune today. Alright, and 1006 is now set on all 3 altimeters. Alright, then we can go ahead down here. So, light test, and everything is working just fine on position 1 and on position 2. Alright then, going further down. Not a lot that we actually need to set up over here. We're going to keep that where it is. Okay, and that's pretty much our initial setup complete. So we do already have an IFR clearance, so might as well just set the squawk already, which is going to be 1000. And here we go, squawk 1000 is in. Alright, perfect. Well then, I do suppose we are going to go ahead with our flight plan check. So if we do have a look down here, it's going to be runway 18 left for our departure. So let's go ahead and grab a couple of charts for that. So Navigraph chart app, here it is. I'm going to turn this one into the night mode though. And if we do have a look at the flight, then it is going to be a different runway. Where is it? 18 left, here it is. Yes, add that to the route. And that should hopefully end my SID as well. Randy to Sierra. Nope. So let's see. We got cleared for the Randy to Echo departure. Why does it still say runway 24 over here though? I'm not using this app too often. Usually I just use my well, that's interesting. On that case, remove the runway, select the runway, select 18 left. It's been a little while since I used this, if I'm completely honest with you. Maybe it works better if we just remove the SID. So let's go for 18 left one more time here. Add that to the route. And that looks a little bit better then. Okay, it's not Randy to Echo, is it? Oh, it is Randy to Echo. Alright, add that to the route. Here we go, that's probably easier, and here is our chart. Okay then, so if we do go on to check our FMS, then let's see, 18 left, it's going to be southbound 182 until Alpha Mike 037, left turn Alpha Mike 047, maximum 220 knots, that's in here, then on towards Iflut, Lunix, Randy, and thereafter Edupo. And we have Randy and Edupo. Perfect. Okay, initial climb is flight level 60. That's what we've also been cleared for. Departure frequency 119055. Execute takeoff immediately after receiving the clearance due to converging approach and departure procedures. Remain at tower frequency until passing 2000. Then contact Schiphol departure 119.055. Alright, so let's do 119.055. I'm going to turn that into COM1 active. Then we can just switch delivery frequency active on here again. And with that, we are basically set up for our SID. Okay, so, all of that good stuff done. Let's get rid of the charts one more time. The IRSs are aligned by now. That is awesome. Yaw damper to go. Alright, here they are. And the toga button as well. Here it is. Okay, toga and toga pre-selected. Fine. Then let's go ahead and start grabbing our GSX already. They can start preparing the airplane at least. So prepare for pushback and departure. Our boarding should be long completed.
KLM 13 Papa, please.
Yep,
File the
and
route
the
and send you via text.
jetway is being removed. Okay, that is awesome.
Oh yeah, sorry, I see the mistake. So sorry for that.
So then let's go ahead with our departure briefing, and the pilot monitoring may start with that one. So right over here, and off we go then. Okay, so Schiphol runway 18 left, Wendy to Echo departure, climbing level 60, MSA is 2,000 feet, and extra fuel and time, we don't have too much extra, it's about 5 minutes. Okay, for the taxi I don't have any hotspots, stop margin for the rejected takeoff is 2,000 meters, engine outside straight at 25 miles, climbing 3,000, MSA 2,000. For an immediate return, Schiphol is our best option, loads of runways, long runways, maintenance available. Nothing special, nothing non-standard. Any threats? No? Awesome. Okay. In that case, let's go for the power up and cockpit checklist. Parking brake on, covers and pins removed, oxygen masks checked, 1850 psi. System and panels checked and set. Power up checklist complete, cockpit checklist, passenger signs on, pressurization. Set. Altimeters. QNH 1006, reading 0. EVIS and CAS checked, FMS checked, IRS aligned, nose wheel steering off, cockpit checklist complete. Okay, so for the performance, I'm just going to do the automatic setup over here. Let's not do that manually. And that's it.
6 Alpha departure.
Alright then.
Initial climb is 6,000, squawk 2140.
The APU is running and on.
Very for Echo departure.
Power going off.
Then
Then let's see. Power disconnect, close the doors please, all of them, and remove chocks. Okay, that is just perfect.
651, repair correct, report ready.
Roger, we'll report when ready, KLM 67.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, stand Bravo 23, fully ready.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, contact planner, 121.655.
121.655, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Never a good sign when they have the planner online.
KLM 1245.
Stand by for that.
Final good evening, Air France 1241.
KLM 1245, hello, expect startup at minute 15.
Minute 15, I believe you said, KLM 1245.
Hey firm.
I don't like that.
1241, hello, expect startup at minute 11.
Expect startup at minute 11, Air France 1241.
Schiphol planner, good evening. Lufthansa 1 Alpha, Bravo 23, fully ready.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, hello, expect startup at minute 25.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, startup at 25. Any chance for rerouting or something to get that earlier?
Negative, because all the traffic is going to Paris.
Roger, but we're going to Frankfurt, so different direction, isn't it?
Same runway.
And any chance for a different runway?
Not at the moment.
Roger. So that is 25 minutes of delay. I don't like that at all.
KLM 73, hello, expect startup minute 21.
Okay, startup 25, so be it.
That does say it's an expected startup, so it may be earlier.
Alright, expected startup.
Okay, we'll monitor the frequency and see what is going to happen. For now, that is half an hour of delay.
Front 116 Romeo, expect startup at minute 17.
I'm going to cut the video at this point, and we'll see you back when we actually get the startup clearance. Lufthansa 1 Alpha, go ahead.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, information Delta, QNH 1005, call ground 121.705.
Delta, QNH 1005 and 121.705, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, see you. Okay, let's call for pushback as quickly as possible.
Swift 327 Sierra, taxi on
So we actually waited for almost the
runway
entire
18
slot. They said 25 was
Sierra
our
8,
TZAT.
runway 24,
Just got it now, so
November
that
2,
is pretty much
runway
the
27.
exact slot. Well, so be it.
Swift 327 Sierra, holding point Echo 6, runway 18 left, via Sierra 8, crossing runway
And I'm just
24,
negotiating with ATC in the
November
background already
4,
here
crossing
to
runway
maybe get a slot extension or something.
27, Swift 327 Sierra.
Yeah, Swift 327 Sierra, just to be sure, it's November 2, cross runway 27.
At November 2, crossing runway 27, Swift
But well,
327
we are
Sierra.
getting there. Ground hello, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, Bravo 23, request pushback.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, good evening, pushback is startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved, Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
France 16 Tango, we're ready for taxi.
Okay, continue pushback, and we're going to do pushback facing
Patron 16
southeast.
Tango Romeo, taxi 100.
Okay, ground from cockpit.
Runway 1
Go ahead.
left.
So please confirm door
November
hatches
2,
closed,
cross
ground equipment
runway
removed,
27.
bypass pin is installed. That's all confirmed. Roger, our parking brake is released, clear the push facing southeast.
Taxi, holding point Echo 6 for 1.
So now we're really going for it to make it as quick as possible. Before start, push checklist, please.
France 16 Tango Romeo.
Mobile devices off, beacon on, hydraulics on.
Just to be sure, it's runway
doors.
27, cross runway 27.
By the way, our brakes have overheated
Also,
here because of the
runway
GSX bug,
runway
lifting up the
27,
airplane, but we'll fix that in a moment.
France 16 Tango.
So, doors are
Lufthansa 3
closed.
Alpha, hello, pushback and startup approved.
Parking brake off, fuel pumps and quantity, so we're looking at 3,425 kilogram with both pumps on. Takeoff data set, transponder set on 1, before start push checklist complete. Alright then, engine 2 start.
Facing west.
Pushback and startup approved, facing west, KLM 1.
And 2.
Speedbird 441, taxi 100 point, Echo 6, runway 18 left, at November 2, cross runway 27.
Taxi 100 point, Echo 6, runway 18 left.
That's 20%, introducing fuel. By the way, what is GSX doing here again? Is that going to be it for the push? For real? No further comment. Well, brake is set. Alright, let's see if we can just fix those brakes real quick. Yeah, reset brake temperature.
We had a small
This is
problem
probably
with the
nicer.
pushback. We turned us the other way, so I aborted the pushback request to make a right turn on my own power now.
Okay, engine 1 start.
Yeah, no problem, report ready for taxi.
Wilk, okay, that makes sense.
KLM 65 Juliet 21 Alpha.
KLM 65 Juliet, hello, continue. Speedbird 441, stand by on ground 121.805. Bye bye.
121.05, Speedbird 441.
Hello, ground, good evening, Austrian 34 Foxtrot, Bravo 17, ready for push.
Austrian 34 Foxtrot, once clear of the KLM Boeing 737 behind, pushback and startup approved.
Fuel going on.
We're clear off KLM Boeing 737 behind, pushback and startup approved, Austrian 34 Foxtrot.
KLM 1 Papa holding position.
Yeah, Roger, he's going
Okay,
on, but
so-
as fast, you can start the push.
After the Air France pass, starting push approved, KLM 1 Papa.
The pin is seen, that's excellent.
Swift 327 Sierra, stand by on ground 121.805. Bye bye.
11805, Swift 327 Sierra, thank you, bye bye.
Alrighty, 2 good starts, clear disconnect. Oh well, they're gone anyway. Okay, generators are on, bleeds going on engine, and order closed.
Yeah, KLM 221.
So, anti-air is not
call
required,
you soon.
probe heat coming on, electrics checked. Okay, and then flight control check, please. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, and the rudder, full left, full right, neutral. Okay, so we cooled the brakes again, lovely GSX bug there. And then off we go. After start checklist, please. Anti-ice, off, low, on. AC and DC checked. Fuel cross flow. Is auto, cast checked. Nose wheel steering arm. After start checklist complete.
First, Air France 116 Romeo, stand by.
Okay, so we just gotta wait for the Lufthansa A320 up there, and then it's gonna be our turn, I hope.
121.805 Air France 161 Romeo, dankjewel, bye bye.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha, taxi holding point Echo 6, runway 18 left, via Alpha 4 at November 2, cross runway 27.
Holding point runway 14 left via Alpha 4 and at November 2, cross runway 1, crossing run, which runway again, sorry?
Runway 27.
Crossing runway 27.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, request taxi.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, follow the company in front, holding point Echo 6 via Alpha 4 at November 2, cross runway 27.
Follow the company, holding point Echo 6 at Alpha 4, cross runway 27, Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
Yeah, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, it's taxi via Alpha 4 and at November 2, cross runway 27.
Via Alpha 4 at November 2, cross 27, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Alright, so we follow the company.
Okay, I'm 221 after the Lufthansa.
They could obviously simply have said
via Alpha 4
pushback. They could just have. Why aren't we rolling? Okay, that's why. That does make sense. You know, they could just have said or follow the company, clear across runway 27. That would have been the easy instruction, but so be it. Okay, so we follow the Lufthansa.
KLM 873 behind.
Can certainly do that.
Company Boeing 737 in front. Taxi 1 point Echo 6.
And then off we go.
Via Alpha 4.
Runway 18 left.
November 2, cross runway 27.
After the company Boeing taxi to holding point November. To holding point Echo 6 via Alpha 4 and at November.
Okay, then the left side is clear, the right side is clear, so Echo 4 is on the left hand side there. Follow the company. By the way, I started using my Tobii eye tracker again, in case you've noticed. Comes in rather handy now that I've relocated my controls a little bit. Previously, I used to be flying with the throttles on the left-hand side, and then with my stick on the right-hand side, because I used the WinWings F16 stick. Now, that has changed. I am now using mostly my Thrustmaster Yoke and the Thrustmaster Airbus stick on the left side.
Charlie, no problem.
And with that rearranged setup with the throttles now on the right-hand side again, I first of all had a little bit more space to actually attach the eye tracker, but secondly, I now have just that little bit extra hand on the controls because I can trim the plane properly. That always used to be a problem with the setup where I used the Thrustmaster Yoke with the right hand side to control it. But well, oh man.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha, stand by on ground 121.805. Bye bye.
That's a takeoff.
On ground 121.
We were cleared to cross the runway, and a guy just took off on it. No further comment. So 121.805 standby, he said. We are going to get that same thing.
13 Papa taxi on a point Echo 6 runway 18 left at November 2 cross runway 27, hold short of Alpha.
KLM 13 Papa taxiing to Echo 6 18 left via at November 2 cross runway 27, hold short of Alpha.
Alrighty, so that's going to be a left-hand turn at the end, and then we'll see how many aircraft there are at the holding point, so how much further delay there is. I've already contacted Frankfurt Air Traffic Control, asked them if an extension was possible.
Goedenavond, Lufthansa 7 Alpha, stand by.
Okay, I count 4 aircraft.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha, goedenavond. Are you able to push to the second yellow line? Affirm, second yellow line, Lufthansa 7 Alpha. Yeah, Lufthansa 7 Alpha, then pushback is start approved, second yellow line. Push start approved, second yellow line, Lufthansa.
Okay, so for the takeoff briefing then.
1 Alpha, contact correction, stand by on ground, 121.805. Bye bye.
Stand by 121.805, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Bye now.
KLM 221, stand by on ground.
Okay, standby on ground means that we are just going to monitor the frequency and they will call us whenever there is anything of importance. AKA either the runway crossing or some kind of a safety message. I'm wondering though if I should contact them and tell them that we're able Echo 5.
Hello, KLM 221.
Because that would kind of put us a little bit to the front in the sequence, and we wouldn't have to wait the entire time with a bit of luck. Let's just get a little bit closer. There's Echo 4 over here. Technically speaking, we would be able to depart from there as well. But let's take Echo 5. That's going to be the next one. Probably behind that A320 over there. The green one, that is. Well, we are going to see. I guess I'm going to call him when we approach the intersection. Okay, so there is 1, 2, 3, 4 aircraft in front of us.
Hello, KLM 873, taxi holding point Echo 5.
Taxi to holding point Echo 5, KLM 873.
And one question, Lufthansa Alpha 3, are we clear to cross runway 27?
Lufthansa 3 Alpha A firm, cross 27.
Thank you.
Right below Lufthansa 1 Alpha, we're able Echo 5 if it helps.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, negative, taxi Echo 6, 18 left.
Taxi Echo 6, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Alright, that means we gotta go full.
Ready for taxi.
Ryanair 752.
Okay, it was worth a try for sure, but yeah, so be it.
Can you repeat that please, Ryanair 752?
Of course, taxi holding point Echo 6, runway 18 left, cross runway 27.
Okay, so we're clear to cross the runway. Strobe lights coming on, clear right side, and clear left side. Certainly nobody taking off on it this time. Okay, so there are still 4 aircraft in front of us. Now, it will basically all come down to the separation they do. They basically need 2 minutes between... Bomber 9.230, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, see ya. Okay, well, gotta wait until we're clear of that runway. And somebody's typing there and blocking the frequency. That is just lovely.
Open mic.
So, 119230.
KLM 35 Tango with you. Ready for push and start.
This is annoying.
KLM 35 Tango.
Oh, hello, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, ready.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, hello.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha with you, acoustics.
Okay, so those brakes are set.
You can also runway Echo 6 for now.
So then, flaps 8. Reverser armed, taxi checklist. Flaps. Wait a moment, that is flaps 1.
221, hello.
Here's flaps 8. So, flaps 8, flight controls checked, trims, green and 7.5. Thrust reverser, armed, even cast checked, brake temperature monitoring system, 0. And the cabin is ready. Taxi checklist complete. So now it's just going to be all waiting. So this is basically something that I suggested to them earlier, but that they declined. That is, there is currently an outbound event going on. That is the reason for the slot, even though I did ask delivery ahead of time, and he told us no slots. But yeah, when you call, then all of a sudden there is one. The problem is, they are using a single departure runway of the 6 runways they have at this airport. And they're putting everybody on the same... They're putting everybody on the same sit. However, they're applying additional separation, it seems, for everybody departing there. So I thought, like, okay, so if you make everybody depart on the same runway, then why not take those aircraft that are non-event?
104, it's an automatic handoff procedure. Contact ground 11.805.
Why not take those aircraft that are non-event and make him depart in between the event aircraft, so that you need a little bit less separation? But no, they wouldn't do that. That is really something that I don't like about VATSIM very much. Sometimes they are just so insisting on their procedures, instead of just coordinating with the departure controller, like, hey, can you take an airplane on a radar vector? Yeah, sure, can. Okay, problem solved. But that's the reason why we had to wait. Well, we asked for clearance 40 minutes ago, and I'm pretty sure that the Frankfurt ATC is going to be offline by the time where we are going to become airborne.
Thank you.
Yeah, just that the
Lufthansa 3 Alpha immediate departure, runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff.
Oh, nice, he's getting it. Didn't expect that. Okay, so
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, behind departing company A320, line up of 8, runway 18 left, Echo 6 behind.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha via Echo 6, line up runway 18 left behind.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, excuse me, you can expect 1 intersection departure in front.
Roger, confirm you still want us to line up, Lufthansa 1 Alpha?
A-firm, line up and wait, 1 intersection departure in front from Echo 5.
Roger, line up and wait, 18 left, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Okay, so there is a departure in the middle. I mean, that is what I've just been explaining, like, when you've got aircraft on the same route, and I'm just assuming the Lufthansa is also going to Frankfurt, just assuming that, then obviously it only makes sense when you line aircraft up, you know, that are following different departure procedures. But yeah, well, that's it's a pity. Logging on, I'm asking them, like, are there any slots? They tell me no, because otherwise I would have flown a different route. And then arrived with ATC online. And now we're sitting here, and, well...
Air France 76 Quebec, hello, runway 18 right, clear to land, wind 240 degrees, 11 knots.
Okay, so that KLM is lining up in front of us. That's the different sit he talked about.
For Papa, automatic handoff procedure, contact ground 121.805 when clear of the runway.
121.805 and we...
Okay, so 119055 is going to be our departure frequency. Sometimes I just hate this. 119055. Okay, well, so pretty much ready. But I have a feeling we can set that brake again, because with the guy in front of us, it's going to take a bit of time. Now,
you are number 2.
Not entirely sure on how this is going to work, but if they have a guy turning on a different sit than we are...
3 Alpha, automatic frequency change to departure 121.205 when passing 2,000 feet. Bye-bye. Disregard. Air France 16 Tango Romeo 121.205, please.
121.205 Air France 16 Tango Romeo, dankjewel.
And all stations, just a quick PSA. After departure, you can contact departure frequency 121.205 when passing 2,000 feet.
121.205, well, that's a different frequency. They should just put it in the 80s, that really helps. That is what the Germans usually do.
For takeoff, wind 240 degrees, 11 knots, bye-bye.
Clear for takeoff.
Alright, so, anyway, we're about ready. Let's see what's going to happen.
Austrian 34 Foxtrot, hello, you are number 4. Oscar Echo Yankee, vacate to the left, contact ground 121.805, bye-bye.
So, sitting here and waiting. Let's enjoy the sounds from the outside in the meantime.
KLM 219, expect late landing clearance.
Still seem a little bit full if we're honest here. KLM, KLM, KLM. Haha. So the guy's airborne. Where's our clearance? In some airports, like for example London Stansted, that is really how it goes. Like the guy goes airborne and you get your takeoff clearance straight away. Obviously only if that guy would turn right and we turn left. But if they don't do that, then the entire thing with putting intersection departures in between...
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, runway 18 left, clear for takeoff, wind 240 degrees, 11 knots, bye-bye.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, runway 2, correction 18 left, clear for takeoff, bye now. Okay, timing.
KLM 219, proceeding traffic vacating, runway 18 right, clear to land, wind 240 degrees, 11 knots.
Clear to land.
Oh, sub takeoff thrust.
Air France 76 Quebec, keep it rolling, contact ground 121.805.
Keep it rolling.
Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. Just that it's adding far too much thrust.
Tower, good evening, runner 752 on Echo 6.
But yeah.
Runner
100
752,
knots.
good evening. KLM 221, line up of 8, runway 18 left.
B1, rotate. Ooh, what a gust. Man, that was a gust.
Below, expect late landing
Okay,
clearance, wind
positive
check
climb,
250
gear
degrees,
up.
13 knots. Austrian 34 Foxtrot, you are number 3 now, 2 more aircraft from the left.
Okay.
Okay. Autopilot, just took 3
KLM
attempts.
221, disregard.
Okay then, speed 210. 220. Flaps 1. Speed check, flaps 1.
KLM 600, proceeding traffic vacating, 18 right, clear to land. KLM 219er, keep it rolling, contact ground
Flaps up.
121.805, thanks for the vacate.
And climb thrust is set.
Thank you.
18405, Kosten only. Fijne avond, KLM 784.
So I'm not sure why the nav mode isn't doing what it's supposed to do. Autopilot off. Triple departure low, KLM, correction. Lufthansa 1 Alpha 2500, climbing level 60.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, hello, identified. Climb flight level 130.
Climb flight level 130, Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
This is 18 Victor Papa, turn left heading 010.
Left heading 010, 018.
Okay, set. 130 checked. Then set standard. Well, that's interesting. It didn't do it when I just pressed the button over here, but only when I pressed it on the standby instrument.
73, contact Amsterdam, frequency
Okay, well, obviously we did do quite an overshoot over here, but can't really change that. For some reason it never engaged in FMS mode, which I really don't know why that is. Well, I'm going to manually establish ourselves on the route again, and then we will... and then we will go back to FMS mode.
Reduce speed to the 0
Okay, so... increasing speed to 50. Okay, so we just need FMS mode to come active now. Again, not sure why it's
Lufthansa
not.
1 Alpha, contact Amsterdam, frequency 124.880.
124.880, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, see ya. 124.880.
Hello, identified. Climb flight level 1 right.
KLM 1148.
KLM 1148, descend level 200.
Oh ja, dus dat is level 200.
So, this is where nav mode should engage again.
Wel naar beneden komen.
Amsterdam hello, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, passing 80, climbing 130.
Hello, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, climb level 250.
Climb level 250, Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
And Lufthansa 3 Alpha, contact Maastricht 124-435.
Okay, heading autopilot.
You do.
And let's just update the direct to IFLUT. Execute that, see if nav mode
Lufthansa
works
1
now.
Alpha, proceed direct
does.
NAPRO.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, direct NAPRO. Cross-site add is in progress. Well, cancel. Booking now? Yes, interesting. Okay, no comment on that. So, passing level 100.
KLM 76 kilo, descend
We'll
to
keep
flight
the
level
passengers
70,
seated for
after
now.
RTIP direct
Shut down the
Sierra Papa Lima.
APU.
Descent
And
level 70 and after
reverse is coming off.
Sierra Papa Lima, KLM 76.
Okay, and we were cleared flight level
Turkish
250.
8765, contact Amsterdam radar 125,
Here we go.
750.
Contact Amsterdam radar 125.
Okay, so
750.
passing 100,
Lufthansa 2 Fox
let's make this
November,
fast.
descend to flight level 100.
330 knots. We got a schedule to make.
Lufthansa 2 Foxtrot November, report your
Alright then.
airspeed.
Signs going auto. And here we go.
Roger, maintain. KLM 148, reduce
So
speed
after all, this video is
80,
not only about
descend flight level 110.
after all, this video is not only about flying the CRJ, but also about the Boris audio pack. So how about we take a couple judgments on that one? I do hope that I turned the sounds in the background up far enough that you can actually hear something. And well, those engines actually sound really, really good. They are located at the far end of the aircraft, so I'm not surprised that they are rather not so loud, but it's probably worth mentioning that they do actually sound pretty good by themselves. Now, I am missing a little bit of a wind sound, so some winds, some general cockpit noises like avionic cooling fans, packs, and stuff like that. That would really make it, because it is a rather silent sound pack here. Maybe if we go ahead and add a little bit of FS Realistic in, let me do that in the background over here.
KLM 76 kilo.
So volume mixer, FS Realistic. Turn that on, and maybe we can get some nice windscreen noise over here.
Lufthansa 431, contact Maastricht 124.
So let's just slightly change the FS Realistic profile. Well, there is a little bit of winds coming up now, but definitely not enough. Well, here's a little bit of FS Realistic sounds, but that is not what I've been looking for. Alright. Well, sounds like this is all we're going to get.
Eurowings 3 Papa Hotel, hello, squawk 2764.
So be it.
Direct to booty.
Okay, then we just gotta live with it the way it is, right over here. So top of descent is slowly coming into view there. 80 nautical miles ahead.
50 knots.
Roger, 250 knots, KLM 1148.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, contact now Maastricht 124 435. See you next time, bye bye.
124 435, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, ciao.
Delta 38.
Maastricht, hello, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, level 190, climbing 250.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, Maastricht, hello, radar contact. Continue climb flight level 310.
Climb flight level 310, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Set, 310 checked. Alright, well, so we're up in the air. Let's go ahead and start preparing for our arrival already. That's just short haul life, that's what it is. So right over to the Navigraph charts, as that is where the important things are going to take place today. So Tango 1 Alpha arrival is if you know the previous Rollis arrivals, it's basically the same thing coming in, but they just extended it outwards a little bit to add a couple of constraints there. Probably in order to make the predictions more reliable for your favorite low-cost airline that doesn't want to plan correctly. But okay, here we go. So that is what we need. I do expect the ILS Yankee 25 right today, so that's going to be 10975 246. 10975. And we can put that active on both sides, please. 109.75 246 on the course. Well, yeah, let's do that once we are past NAPRO. Then apart from that, what else do we have on there? The minimum is going to be 551 for us. So that one I'll have to do without the charts visible here because it's a little bit hard to see.
Oh, 360.
So 551 effectively becomes 560. Here we go. Okay. And then we can go ahead and check our predictions already. Like that. Okay, that is a little bit hard to get that all on screen for you guys. Maybe if we do it like this, you can see a little bit more there. That's about as good as it gets, I suppose. So we're going to start with the Tango 1 Alpha arrival. Coming out of Tango between level 220 and level 240. So that starts just up there.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha descent flight level 250.
Might have to make this a little bit smaller as well. Okay, so Tango between 220 and 240, we do have that. Then on to add it between 180 and 220. Oxpack level 180, Mivka 190, 160, Rollis level 120, Itaho level 100. Then we go into a nice downwind over here. That's standard stuff that we are well aware of. Starting out of Delta Fox 430.
027, contact Langen Radar 124,
and that's at 5,000, 13.5 miles is okay, missed approach. Let's go ahead and have a look at that. So Yankee 25 right, missed approach, Delta Fox 393 at or above 1920, max 220 to right, Delta Fox 483. We have that one as well. Thereafter 484 and Mike Tango Romeo. Alright, and that is everything that we do have in here. Okay, perfect. So we are reaching the yeah, you don't need to beep here. Here we go, Mach 80 please. Come on, no need for beeping. Just keep climbing. We really have to reduce to 0.79 now. I probably can't see it right now. Here we go, I'm flying it right at the limit speed, but it's overspeeding by a tiny bit, okay. So we reduce Mach 0.79. Really trying to make up as much time as possible right now. Okay, you can go silent now. Always thought MMO would be... okay, limited until 28.3, okay. I knew it was faster, I knew you could go 8.4, 8.5 in this plane, but okay, it's limited to Mach 0.8 until 28,300. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, this was like what? Almost nothing. I'm pretty sure, of course we would enter this in the tech log, but not much would come out of it. They would literally say, okay, thank you for letting us know. And that's it. Alright, so, going on to the more interesting stuff then. Performance, I'm just going to go for set all down here. Like that.
Sorry, I don't know why he didn't that.
Okay, then landing elevation 350. Flight simulator lagging. Here we go again. Let's see, what do we have now? 420. Should be 400. Like so, so the landing elevation is in as well. Alright, looking good to me. And here we go, now we can start accelerating. But I tell you what, I just want to get it up to level 310 first. Okay then, so that's pretty much our preparations done over here. Let's go ahead and start our approach briefing then. Alright, MSA 4300, Tango 1 Alpha arrival, ILS Yankee 25 right, or ILS 25 left, probably going to be the Yankee I suppose. By the way, in the meantime, vertical speed plus 1000 and Mach 82 please. 1000 to go, checked. Okay, so go around trajectory via the on-off points in there, climbing 5000, extra fuel and time. It's not all that much, about 10 minutes. Okay, your turn. Thank you. So, it's going to be an ILS-assisted approach. Landing flaps full, stop margin is about 500 meters. Reversals will be used. We don't have an auto brake in this airplane. Exiting the runway to the left, and we don't have any hotspots for the taxi. I mean, the entire airport is a hotspot. So many vehicles driving around there. Alright, nothing special, nothing non-standard. Any questions? No? Awesome. So, altitude capture. Obviously, we're about to reach the top of descent again, but that's just how it works on these short flights. So let's get the VNAV window open. Top of descent, 2 minutes, 18 miles. That's just about fine. Okay, and we can start accelerating even further. But let's see,
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, when ready, descent flight level 260, level at lit me.
When ready, descent level 260, level lit me, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. So that's probably now. Germany is always unbelievable. They have so many different, they have so many restrictions on the start already, but they still give you ATC, they still give you ATC assigned restrictions here. So 26,000 in here, execute that. Let's see, yeah, top of descent, 11 miles. That's fine for me. That's absolutely fine. So, Mach 0.82. Feels like an A330, just it's a little bit smaller. Sounds good though. I like the outside sounds. I mean, I've never actually heard the CRJ at that flight level, but yeah, those engines do sound believable. Let's say it that way. Alright, so straight inside again, because this is really what matters. I do really like the way the engines sound in here. I do think there could be a little bit of extra work done for the winds and some of the cockpit ambience. But things like the switch sounds, things like the engines are really good in this pack already. Okay, top of descent is basically now, so then let's go vertical speed.
Contact Langen radar
minus 2000, and remember no auto thrust, so we gotta do that stuff ourselves.
Austrian 34 Foxtrot, the back in cockpit.
Alright, might have to make it a little bit steeper here, let's give it 3000. But here comes the snowflake. We're basically on profile. I mean, it wants us to go a little bit steeper down here. How much does it want, actually? Let's see.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, speed on conversion 280.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, yeah, we are at 320 already. If we need to reduce now, then we can't make the lit-me restriction.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, first level, then speed, please.
First level, then speed 280, Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, contact Langen 124.730.
124730, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, see you.
Good evening, Lufthansa 7 Alpha, lining out at 5 level 2.
Oh, 12473. 1000 to go.
1 Tango, contact Maastricht 125.998.
Bangalore, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, level 271, descending 260 at level, reducing 280 knots.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, Langen radar identified, hello. Clear Tango 1 Alpha arrival, descent via star to flight level 150.
Tango 1 Alpha, descent via star level 150, Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha, proceed direct Metro, Mike Tango Romeo.
Proceed direct Mike Tango Romeo, Lufthansa 3 Alpha.
Lufthansa 3 Alpha descent at 1,500 feet per minute.
150 checked.
1,500 per minute, operator descending.
A vertical situation display would be really handy now, but I'm afraid we don't have one, so we'll just have to live with what we have available. Alright then, let's go down to pretty much flight idle. Let's see, if we reduce this all the way, where is it still going? Because they didn't have flight idle implemented for a long time. But 50% actually looks pretty okay. Alright, let's see what the plane is going to give us. Descent to 80. So we've got a level 220 restriction coming up next on Tanjo. Let's see how well or not we can maintain that. Let's give the plane a bit of time to stabilize itself. I mean, many CRJ pilots told me in the past that the descent mode is not really used. They would use vertical speed all the time because, well, you see how the plane is dropping down here. But this actually looks quite okay now that it's stabilized itself. I mean, it's not entirely on flight director, but it's flying it rather accurately. So below 240, with that the Tanjo restriction is met, then ATIP is next between 180 and 220. I'm just going to turn this to a little bit lower scale here so that we can manage our vertical navigation properly. And what's obviously going to be rather helpful as well, if we go into the descent info page down here. Well, let's say we want Soundpack at 180. Give me that. Can't do it. No, that's a pity.
Echo contact, Maastricht 124.435.
That's better. So we need 1700 feet a minute. We are complying with the ATIP restriction. So then, vertical speed 1700. And that should work rather well now. It does. Awesome. So 1500 feet a minute is needed now. Here we go, 1500.
Air Berlin 34 Whiskey, Chief 6 for service.
Gerne. Lufthansa 431, proceed direct Mike Tango Romeo.
So that actually looks rather okay now.
Again, hello, Taron 211 with you, flight level 360.
Taron 211, Langen Rider identified, hello.
Langen
3506, Langen Rider identified, hello. Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot after Metro. Correction.
Okay, so that is looking rather good now. From now, it's basically monitoring the vertical. I mean, the snowflake is rather good right now. So is the what did they call the blue dot again on the CRJ? Don't remember that one, but look at that, 22 minutes in the air. Probably going to be, yeah, 40 minutes by the time we get down. So that should be alright. 280 knots assigned by ATC is okay with us. I mean, I would have preferred to fly it at 330, but 280 works as well. It's about 3 or 4 minutes that it takes longer now. So that is definitely alright. Okay then, crossing Oxpack, and thereafter we have to cross Mifka between 150 and 160.
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot, descent to flight level 100.
Let's see if it switches automatically. Probably won't. No, it doesn't. Okay, yeah, if you spell Mifka correctly, that certainly helps. If the speed brake doesn't get into the way, that certainly helps as well. So 2400 feet a minute, roughly. Well, I don't agree with that. It's 6 nautical miles, about 1 minute, so we are doing fine at the vertical speed we're doing right now.
Lufthansa 53 Alpha, contact Brussels on 131 decimal 1, tschüss.
131, correction, 131, Lufthansa 53 Alpha.
Approaching. Checked. You can see when I'm talking very little, that means that I'm concentrating on something. You can see that I am concentrating on the vertical management over here. 1000 to go. Okay, vertical speed 1000. And here we go. Okay, fasten belts coming on. I do really like those click sounds. It's a neat implementation. All I'm missing here is some wind and some cockpit ambience. That should really be there. Okay, probably not going to be able to make the rollers restriction, but we're clear to level 150 only. So, not a lot we can do about that.
Contact Center 085.
Over 2 Charlie X-Ray, climb to flight level 310. Jump to flight level 3102 Charlie X-Ray.
Hello, Alpine 79er 72, level 3607 miles from Gaskin, CPDLC log on set.
Alpine 79er 72 identified, hello. Lufthansa 1 Alpha, descend via star to flight level 100.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, unable to meet the rollers restriction, descending flight level 100.
Roger.
Yeah, that was like, please drop down 3,000 feet in 2 nautical miles. That certainly ain't happening. So, 1,000 feet a minute down. Well, we're going to lose 5,012 nautical miles. That is pretty steep. Let's do 2,000, and then we'll do the mathematics as soon as... Well, the banana is almost on Itaru. That is good enough for me.
249er, monitor Honeycomb, tschüss.
Danke dir, schönen Abend noch. Tschüss.
Ciao. Über 6 Mike, monitor Honeycomb, tschüss.
Okay, a little bit steeper descent here. Let's see if we can actually get it down. And maintain the speed, obviously. Okay, let's go all the way to idle, see how that works out. It seems kind of fine to me. Just about able to maintain that speed over here.
1 Alpha, contact arrival 120.805, tschüss.
120.805, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, tschüss. Approaching.
Lufthansa Whiskey Alpha, flighting 310. This 461, contact Frankfurt Tower on 118.780, bye-bye.
118.780, bye-bye.
Arrival hello, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, level 115, descending 100, speed 280, information Charlie.
Lufthansa 431, confirm speed 280 knots. Lufthansa 431, speed 280 knots.
1,000 to go. I'm maintaining the rate in order to comply with the Itaru restriction.
41 FM is increase speed 280 knots.
Negative, we're 240, we speed up to 230 knots.
Yeah, as I said, increase speed 280 knots.
Alright, 230 knots,
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, Langen Radar, hello, identified, expect Alice Yankee 25 right.
Alice Yankee 25 right, Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
Lufthansa 431, descend to altitude 4,000
Okay, the field is just over there, so happy for visual at any time. Tell them that in Frankfurt. They're probably going to revoke your medical, thinking that you're mental. Okay, so maintaining 280 knots as assigned.
Whiskey Alpha, descend to flight level 70.
Okay, the localizer has pre-tuned itself down here. Pretty handy. Okay, so.
From Whiskey Alpha, right heading 340, descend to flight level 70. Expect now Alice Yankee 25 right.
Maintaining 280 roundabouts. I suppose that is going to be good enough.
From 3 Alpha, turn right heading 220, clear approach 25 left.
Approach is rather busy here, doing...
right heading 280, clears approach, runway 25 left.
Right heading 280, directed as...
Approach is certainly rather busy over here, doing both the approach sector and the director on his own. So I'm happy with 25 right as we've been assigned it. Actually on the CRJ I kind of like taking the runway. On the 330 not really, because it is such a pain to taxi it all the 20 minutes over to the gate where we're usually parking. But over here it's pretty nice to take it that way.
Traffic 1701, turn right heading 120.
120 to the right.
3-1 question of 3 Alpha on localizer runway 25 left.
So 3 Alpha contact, Frankfurt Tower on 118.780, bye bye.
118.780, goodbye.
So 431, turn right heading 160.
Right, 160,
So 431, reduce speed 220 knots. Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot, reduce speed 250 knots.
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot.
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot, reduce speed 220 knots.
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot, reducing 220 knots.
So some Whiskey Alpha, turn left heading 290.
What is for Whiskey Alpha?
Some Whiskey Alpha, left heading 290.
Left heading 7 Whiskey Alpha.
Traffic 1701, descent to altitude 4000 feet.
4000.
Oh boy, sitting here saying nothing, just watching the radios. Now there's our airport, by the way. Wanna see it? Yeah.
Boeing 7 Echo Fox,
the last bit of it. So this is really how it works in Frankfurt. It's one of those super busy airports, similar to JFK and Los Angeles and the likes. You just sit there, don't say anything, and fly down on the approach.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, descent to flight level 70.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, descent flight level 70.
Traffic 1701, turn right heading 160.
Okay, set, 70 checked. He didn't tell us to reduce the speed, so I'm actually keeping it. That is what they usually want in Frankfurt. Remember, inside airspace Charlie, there is no general speed restriction. Likewise, there is none inside airspace Alpha and Bravo. So, more than 250 below 100 is absolutely permissible. It's only when you are inside airspace Echo where you absolutely need to reduce the speed. And even air traffic control cannot approve a higher speed inside airspace Echo.
Lufthansa 7 Whiskey Alpha, descent to altitude 5000 feet, QNH 1010.
So that is how it goes. That is how it goes. That is how we fly those approaches. We've passed level 100. Cabin crew, prepare for landing. Approach checklists, well, actually still standing by on the altimeters.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, descent to 5000 feet, QNH 1010.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, descent 5000, QNH 1010.
Traffic 1701, right heading 220, clear support runway 25.
220, get ILS.
QNH 1010, cross check 8100 now.
Speed until 6 miles final.
Okay, so we've reached 5000 abeam here. That is roughly where he's going to turn us final. So I might just increase that radar descent a little bit. Because there are certain rules under which he's allowed to turn us final and under which he's not. The only thing we got to make sure, it's a company requirement that below 5000 we reduce speed to 50 or less. But until 5000 we can absolutely maintain the higher speed. Okay, so approach checklist now. Pressurization.
1701, reduce speed 170 knots, maintain speed
set, CAS, checked, landing data. Let's just set that one more time here, because that might have changed slightly. So landing data set, altimeters, QNH 1010.
So 170 until 5, please.
Approach checklist complete.
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot, turn right heading 220, clears approach runway 25 left.
Turn right heading 20, quarter left, half left.
From the 431, connect Frankfurt Tower on 118.
Okay, 1000 to go, reducing 250. As far as I could see, there was nobody behind us, so
1701, reduce speed 170
reducing speed now shouldn't be too much of an issue.
170.
and I'm not liking it.
Okay.
But you got no choice, my friend. In Frankfurt, 170 until 5 is what you fly. And come on, with those 22 knots of headwind over here, that is not going to be an issue at all. Not at all.
138 line radar hello identified. Climb by sit to flight level 130.
So, 250 knots.
Climb by sit flight level 130, Ocean 138.
Ocean 138, Windhoek. That's nice. Really cheap food over there.
701 wind, 23 degrees, 5 knots, runway 25, clear to land.
And then later on it flies onto Victoria Falls. Really like that one. Okay, so probably this guy, and we are going to come in after.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, reduce B2 to 0 knots, turn right heading 160.
B220, right heading 160, Lufthansa 1 Alpha.
From 7 Whiskey Alpha, maintain speed 17 knots, or great hunter 5 miles final.
So, heading 160, speed 220, nav source, lock. Why did it detune the...
7 Alpha, line radar, hello identified, expect LS25 left.
Okay, course 246, speed 220, gotta maintain that, and Delta Fox 480 on top, please. It is 480. Execute.
For 7 Whiskey Alpha, contact Frankfurt Tower on 118,
My
780.
routing is gone. Oh, Aerosoft CRJ. Okay, doesn't matter.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, turn right heading 220, clear as Yankee approach runway 25 right.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, cleared ILS Yankee 25 right, right heading 220, and in case of missed approach, we'll need radar vectors.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, roger, then missed approach, climb runway track 5,000 feet.
In case of missed approach, runway track 5,000, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. No idea why it just deleted the flight plan, but I don't care. We'll do that stuff this way. This is the easy way how to do this kind of stuff.
Roger.
Okay, traffic is just over there. He's going onto the parallel runway, I'm pretty sure.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, reduce speed 170 knots or less.
170 or less, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Okay, localizer alive. And here we go, 170 knots.
Wing 7 Echo Foxtrot, maintain speed 180 knots or great until 6 miles final.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that intercept, please.
Ocean 138, monitor Honeycomb, bye-bye.
Okay, so runway heading 246 is set, speed coming down, flaps 1.
Lufthansa 7 Alpha, proceed direct Delta Foxtrot 411.
Sorry, Delta Foxtrot 411,
Okay, flaps 8. Well, it's taking a pretty gentle intercept, but I rather have it that way than have it overshoot, because overshoots are really what they do not like in Frankfurt. Like, we've got another aircraft that's
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot, connect Frankfurt Tower on 118.
just over there on the approach to the parallel runway. And that seems to be an A380 by the looks of it, so large aircraft, and we must not overtake him. That is the rules of separations in Frankfurt, unless they do parallel independent, but then they need a director for each runway and so on.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, connect Frankfurt Tower on 118.780, bye-bye.
118.780, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, tschüss.
Before taxiing to
okay, here we go.
16 via Lima and November 8th.
So, glide slope should capture now.
Swiss 461, the last readback was garbled, and I can't clear you until I have a positive readback. Break, Lufthansa 7 Whiskey Alpha, are you with me?
7 Whiskey, are you on 525?
Lufthansa 7 Whiskey Alpha, wind 210 degrees, 8 knots, runway 25 right, clear to land.
7. Yep.
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot out of 2,500 feet, cleared visual approach runway 25 center in case of missed approach, climb runway track.
Okay, the Boeing is going for the visual 25 center. We'll have an eye out for him. Down there he is. Well, he's not going to be a factor for us. That is fine. So, approach didn't tell us until where he wants us to maintain 170 knots, so we are going to maintain it until 5 DME.
Lufthansa 161, wind 210 degrees, 8 knots, runway 18 cleared for takeoff.
18 clear for takeoff, Lufthansa 161.
Hello, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, Yankee 25 right.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha Frankfurt Tower, hello, traffic in your 10 o'clock swinging for visual swing over runway 25 center and
Here
number
is.
2.
Inside Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Alright, here he is, that's the guy.
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot, continue approaching thick lake clearance, 1 departure on.
Alrighty, so looks like pretty much everything is rather stable now. Maintaining 170 knots.
Eurowing 74 with
nicely on speed, nicely on profile. That is awesome. And there is even ATC still online. That was really my big concern there. With all these slot delays we've gotten.
30 holds at Cat 2, holding point runway 25 center.
Mike 30 holds for Cat 2, Lufthansa 41.
And I have to say, for that we didn't have any auto thrust, we've been able to maintain our speed rather nicely over here, so that's going pretty well as well. Overall, pretty happy with the flight itself. Slot delay was a little bit unfortunate, but we'll talk a bit more about that once we're actually on the ground, so no need to worry about any of that part yet.
Private Tower, Etihad 7, and Charlie 15 information now, requesting I-flight to Abu Dhabi.
Etihad 7 Frankfurt Tower, will call you in a couple of minutes.
Roger.
Okay, 7 miles, so another 2 miles until we can start slowing down. I will keep the autopilot engaged for as long as it's doing a good job over here. That's one of those things in Frankfurt. When there's not a lot going on, then Frankfurt is an airport where you can do whatever you want. But when it is as busy as it is right now, just keeping the autopilot on is just going to give you that little bit of extra. It's just going to give you that little bit of extra capacity, which can come in really handy when flying single pilot. In a two-pilot environment, it can already get rather demanding, especially after a long night flight. But like this, it's
136, 130,
really the easier thing to keep the autopilot on.
45 traffic no longer a factor. You can.
Okay, so gear down, flaps 20. Let's see, our lights are pretty much done. He calls us number 2, even though I don't see where number 1 is, but so be it. Okay, so approach speed 148, and flaps 40.
Roger, thanks.
Or 45 it is in here, all those different aircraft. Okay, so quick check here on VRF 139, okay, so a little bit less. Alright, perfect, so 139 is what we fly. Final checklist, please. Cabin ready, thruster rotor armed, landing gear down, flaps 45. Final checklist complete.
425.
Okay, so everything done. Now we can disconnect the automatics.
Previous traffic has lost connection, wind 210 degrees, 8 knots runway 25 right, close to land, just keep an eye out in case he does pop up again.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, runway 25 right, clear land, we'll keep an eye out, thank you. Okay, so previous guy disconnected. Well, we'll have a look outside, see what's going to come, and if anybody locks on, or we're on short final, then we are going to check if that guy got crash detection active.
Lufthansa 431,
which is the friendly say of saying, land through
center, turn right on Lima and give way to the Boeing 74.
Cross runway right on Lima and give way to the Boeing 74.
Boeing 7 Echo Foxtrot, right turn on Lima, please. Taxi to stand Echo 9 via Lima, November 1 November.
Alright, so, have to say it's really a lot of fun to fly it like this. CRJ is a great airplane if you know your way around. I mean, not saying it's bug-free, it's certainly not. But
7 Echo Foxtrot, dann jetzt nochmal richtig. Right on Lima, Echo 9 via Lima, November 1 November.
Lima, November 1, Echo 9.
Lima, November 1, November.
Lima, November 1, November, stand Echo 9, jetzt
continue.
Condor 3718, line up and wait runway 25 center, traffic out of Lima intersection departure ahead.
Line up and wait runway 25 center, wait Condor 3718, setting aside.
Eurowings 425, wind 210 degrees, 8 knots, runway 25 center, close for takeoff.
A little bit far down the touchdown zone if we're honest, but
425, runway 25.
So, reverse green. What's my weather doing? Why did it just get so bright?
Boeing 748, taxi to stand Alpha 25 via
Doesn't matter. Next exit is ours.
Up to November.
Less than 60 knots means we can take the exit. And here we go.
Condor 2116 PDC.
Condor 2116 Frankfurt Tower, no PTC received it seems.
Alright, and off we go. Lufthansa 1 Alpha vacating.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha, taxi via Papa November 11, hold short of November.
Papa November 11, short November, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Right, so off to the left, and then we go all the way over the bridge and hold short after the cargo stands. Alright, welcome to Frankfurt. Did flare it in a little bit, but after all, we did have more than sufficient runway available, so that was nothing to be concerned about here. Obviously, that is not how you fly a real airplane. You would put it down a little bit earlier. So, APU is coming up, and then the flaps
Eurowings
are
425,
retracting.
identify contact Langen 120.155, bye-bye.
Langen at 120.155.
Okay, here we go.
Eurowings 425.
There is no after landing checklist on this one, so we just taxied straight ahead.
I'm disconnecting.
So, a small word here on what actually happened a little bit earlier on the approach. I tried to sequence the flight plan by putting Delta Foxtrot 480 on top, and all of a sudden my entire route just completely vanished, as you can still see over here. There is just nothing left over there. The flight plan just completely vanished. I'm certainly going to send Hans an anchor for that one, but fully apart from that, we basically had to make a decision at that point. Obviously, we could have bothered with it, and we could have, you know, tried to troubleshoot, let alone reprogram anything. But let's be honest over here. I pretty much consider this in a similar way like I would consider an FMC failure at that point, which, I mean, basically it is. And the way we would have handled that FMC failure would have been quite simple. Revert to raw data navigation. And since we were on a radar vector for an ILS approach, that is exactly what we did. Simply turn it over into one of the conventional nav modes, and that is what I did, turn it into the Log 1. And in case anything would have happened at that point, we'd just have told the controller that we need radar vectors and that we're unable for RF. And that is ultimately what we just did with the approach controller as well. I basically told him, like, in case of misapproach, request radar vectors. He gave us runway heading 5000 in case of missed, and with that, the problem was solved. So, that's just one example of how pilots would deal with a malfunction like this, you know? You can obviously start making a fuss about it, and obviously I would write something like this down into the technical logbook, that's out of question here. But for the actual flight itself, you know, it wasn't all that much of a problem, was it? So very easy to solve that. Obviously, if we still were on any sort of area navigation, so if we were following the star, if we were on a direct somewhere that we couldn't back up, like let's say a direct that is not a VOR or an NDB, then obviously we would just have told air traffic control that, well, number one, you can always try to reinsert the direct, but if you look at the display of the LAX page down here, it does show us active LAX alternate, so did it just go to the alternate flight plan there?
8 knots, runway 18 cleared for takeoff.
I mean, basically, the thing that I was concerned about here is that there was no line where we could have inserted the direct anymore, so I would just have told our traffic control, yeah, we lost our RNAV capability, request radar vectors.
Hello, pushback approved.
And that would have been it, really. From there on, they take you on a radar vector, and that's it. Obviously, you wouldn't attempt to cross the pond like that, but
you dropped off my radar there.
You know, for local,
I have your clearance ready
for local navigation, you know, who cares?
Etihad 7 is cleared to Abu Dhabi, Cindy 5 Sierra departure flight plan route, climb by SID 4000 feet.
Nice, Etihad going out to Abu Dhabi at this time. Alright, so we got a whole shot of November, that's the next crossing taxiway. So I start slowing it down a little bit already.
Etihad 7 correct. Break, Lufthansa 1 Alpha, taxi to stand Victor 176 via November.
Victor 176 by November, Lufthansa 1 Alpha. Alright, that's awesome. So Victor 176 got to be a turnout to the right hand side there.
November on gate Alpha 11 with information Delta Wars request FRA clearance to Munich at 5.
Lufthansa 3 November, Frankfurt Tower, hello, call you in 1 minute. Break,
clear on the left,
flight 366,
clear on the right.
contact Langen,
Off we go to the right.
1.730.
By the way, the plane seems to have quite a bit of drag over here on the ground. For that reason, I'm not doing single engine taxi, in case you're wondering. In the real world, absolutely, this would be a situation to go for a single engine taxi, but so be it. By the way, something I'm wondering about as well, the reason I called runway vacated so early is because I was hoping for an instruction from air traffic control. And Victor 176, that's like all the way down there, so I'm wondering why it didn't take us across Papa 1, which would have been a much shorter taxi. But, okay, so be it. We can live with either. So let's go ahead and see if we can at least get GSX. Which doesn't look like it. Might be crashed again. Well, tell you what, I don't care. So, Victor 171. We're parking somewhere over there, are we?
7, push and start approved.
172, we're going for 176. 173. So I believe over there. But let's keep an eye on it. Victor 174. That's 175. And then next up is 176. And here we go. Lovely. No ground crew, no nothing. Just like the real world Frankfurt. That is absolutely realistic. Gotta love it. And here we go. Okay, turning on stand. That should be it, roughly. Right, so parking brake is set, APU generator is on and available. Shutting 2, shutting 1. Having crew all doors in park. And the engines are both coming down. Okay, parking checklist. Park and brake, set. Thrust levers, shut off, fuel pumps, off, ignition, off, anti-ice, off, low, off. External lights, set, hydraulics, on, trims, centered, flaps, 0, radar and transponder,
Lufthansa 7 Alpha,
off and standby,
Mike, Tango,
and all-wheel steering,
Tango 4, welcome to Frankfurt.
Off, parking checklist complete.
60 via Mike, Tango, and hold short Tango.
Alright, so here we got it. The first flight with the CRJ with the Boris audio pack. Now, how do I like it? Well, in general, I think they've done quite a couple of nice replacements for our sounds here. And those are pretty nice. One thing that really strikes me that is missing is some general flight sound. Like, listen to how quiet it is. Now, if I'm going to shut down FS Realistic, this is what it sounds like. So it is rather quiet in here indeed. And that is something that I would kind of hope they are going to improve upon a little bit. Like, there is a background noise to the CRJ cockpit. The CRJ really isn't that quiet. So, would be nice if they just, you know, added that little bit of extra there. So let's go ahead and shut it down. And especially now, you should really hear a little bit more of a general flight deck audio. That is what I would think would be a pretty nice addition. So it's on a very good way over here, but a little bit of general avionics, cooling, fans, and so on would really make the flight deck sound a little bit more believable, you know, a little bit louder, because those aircraft really aren't that small, and we went Mach 8.2 in the cruise. That would really turn it noisy in that flight deck because of all the winds that are going to go across your windscreen. But that's certainly one thing that I do hope they are going to add into the pack. But apart from that, it's really showing some very good signs there for the beginning already. Like the engine sounds themselves are really good. I do also like all the click sounds we now have in the cockpit. So lots of stuff added there that I'm certainly rather happy about. Alright, and that is it. That is my feedback on the Boris audio pack with the CRJ. I do hope that you enjoyed this flight. Now, it was a little bit troublesome at the beginning, getting out of Amsterdam with that 25-minute slot, which we had to wait for all the time. I did just cut that waiting time out because I thought, like, well, that is going to be easier for everybody involved if we don't have to sit there 25 minutes of me just talking about something, having a monologue. And obviously I flew the approach pretty much in the way like you would fly an approach like this in the real world, like maintaining sterile cockpit, because it is really what they expect you to do in Frankfurt. If you get an ATC instruction, you really have to carry that out immediately. And well, we did, and we ended up on a pretty nice approach in the end for the ILS Yankee 25 right. Nice speed, nice everything. I liked it, I really liked it. Alright, and that's going to be my verdict for today's flight. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about this video, about the style of flying it. And finally, if you're up for more, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this one. Now, if you got interested in the Boris audio pack, be sure to use the link in the video description below, as it is also going to help my channel a little bit. Now, only in terms of statistics, there is no money involved, no commission involved or anything, but even the statistics do really help out the channel for the future. So with that, thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you really enjoy what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below, as all of these videos do go unpaid for the showcasing of new products. That's general flight something there. So thank you very much for watching, and I see you all again in the future.